Hi, welcome to my house. I'm Mr. Hutchings. I'm a math teacher at Upland High School. And this is a makeup video for those who could not attend Back to Learning Night. I hope all is well. And this is going to be a crazy year. We're all going to have a little patience as we move forward. First off, let's just make sure we understand something, that math and stress don't go together. And so if a student's anxious and there's a lot of things going on with online learning and all these new rules and everything, if anxiety goes up, that causes a student to freeze up, and math is really hard to do. So let's start here and let's see if we can cover some things and lower our stress a little bit. I live in Rancho Cucamonga, and all of my friends, their kids started school, and I listen to the parents' worries, and I want to address those worries that the parents had in my neighborhood. And so let's start with those. Let's talk about your student's computer. I just want to make sure you understand, I do not have the means to turn on the camera on the computer, and I do not have the means to turn on the microphone. I don't have that power. Your student is in control of the camera and the microphone. They can turn it on and turn it off. So I don't want that to be a worry. But if you really still worried about it and you really want to absolutely be sure, go ahead and put a Post-it note over that camera if that's something you feel you need to protect. And I certainly understand that. I don't want that to become a thing of stress. We are, as teachers, we are face readers. So while we teach, we do read the faces, go, oh boy, that student's bored, I need to up my game. Yeah, that student's putting his head down, maybe there's something wrong. We are face readers, and that's now missing. And so I do encourage you to have your student turn the camera on while they're in class, but it's not a requirement. I don't want that to become an issue of stress, okay? Now, on the other hand, while in class, I can see your student's computer screen. So I can see what they're doing and on their computer screen. So it's very important that you understand that, and that you talk to your student about that to make sure that their school computer is for schoolwork, and that the items on their screen be appropriate. And just so you know that I can see their screen during the class time, okay? Now, students are not allowed to record or photograph class. You know, oftentimes in college, students will go up and take a picture of the professor's work. You can't do that online. This is a violation of Ed Code. Students are not allowed to record class. They're not allowed to take pictures of class. Okay, there's an expectation of privacy while they're in class. Okay. If your internet goes down, that's a cause of stress, right? We're really worried. Hey, the internet's not very reliable, and we're here. My kid's supposed to be in class, and the Wi-Fi goes down. In Murphy's Law, this is going to happen. We have a lot of options. First off, it's not a worry, okay? Now, if your student is actively participating in class, he's turning in their assignments and doing their work, I will mark them as an active student who isn't in class. If you don't want me to mark them that way, and you want to mark them present because there's something happened, you go ahead and send me a remind text or an email, but please do so before 3:30, because attendance is due at 4 o'clock. Now, if you forget, again, we're on no stress. You can tell me the next day, and I can go back a couple days and correct the attendance. Don't let that be a stress. I do want your student in class. That's where I want them. I want to be their teacher. I want them there. So I encourage them to be on class on time, be responsible for their learning, and being with me when I'm teaching. I really do want them there. But I understand in this crazy time, they might not be able to make it for reasons I can't control. Now, I don't need a long explanation. Just send me an email. My student couldn't get on, and mark him present, and I can do that for you, okay? Now, my lesson pattern is I want to make sure I've covered all bases. So every single content will be taught 3 times. The student will engage the stuff 3 times. Now let me explain. This is a kind of a chart of how I'm going to be going from class session to class session. There's going to be assignments that the student will learn the subject before they come to me. So before the class, if you can see, I have a pre-lesson activity that the students will have to do. They will have the answers to this activity. They will know if they got it or they don't have it. Then I say, hey, I understand this. And when they come to class, they already get it. Okay, that's outstanding. Now, if they don't understand it, then they come to class and they ask questions. Then after class, they will then do more activities showing off that they've mastered it. And then the following time they come to me, I will test them on this subject. Okay, and you can see that this is a rolling thing. On the next day, lesson day 3, we will be moving on to others content as well. So we'll be testing the previous content and learning the new content. So the student will always be very busy, if that makes sense. Okay? All right. If your student is struggling, every lesson is also going to be taught on my YouTube channel. So you can go to my YouTube channel, sit next to your student, and watch the video. And you can say, yeah, I don't get this guy either. You can call me and you can ask me for help. And we can go over everything I want your student to do well. Okay? There's also a math lab that the student can attend online and bring their questions to and get extra help from other math teachers. And that sometimes it's just refreshing to hear from somebody else. You know, you get tired of Mr. Hutchings and you're ready to hear from somebody else. Okay? Now, every assignment will be in Google Classroom. And when they attend class starting next week, all they need to do is be in Google Classroom, and at the time class starts, and I will pull them from there into my class by using a software called Blocksy. I will be pulling them into class. I just need them to be logged in. They can be in Clever, that would be logged in. They can be in Google Classroom, that would be logged in as a student. Okay, all students are posted there. Okay, and the first day of school, they're going to go to Google Classroom, and there will be the link for the first day of school. Okay, they'll just click on that, and I'll take attendance. We will be taking attendance this week, see how we're doing. And so the first day of class will be in the Google Classroom. They'll go to an assignment there, and inside that assignment, we'll have the link to get into their first day of class. Okay? All right, excellent. Okay, now, they do have a textbook. Now, it may or may not be that useful to them because in this online environment, I am sending them the assignments. And it's actually from their textbook, but I'm sending them assignments to their Google Classroom, and they can upload the work there. But if they want to get to their textbook, it's really simple. You just log into Clever and click on this icon, and that has their textbook online. Okay, very simple. Now, I want to break a myth. I want your student to get an A too, and so I want that for him. And so we'll kind of need to work together and kind of like row the canoe together. And let's get your student to an A. Okay. Now, the challenge, most communication we have between parent and teacher is about the grade and say, hey, my student is turning in all their homework. They got all their homework turned in, but they've got to see what's going on. Well, 80% of their grade comes from assessments, tests, quizzes. It's all there. It's all from a formal measurement. Is their 80% of their grade. Homework is not as valuable as on the grade as can be. When I give them homework, I give them the answers. The purpose of homework is to prepare for exams. And some students don't understand that. And we need to make sure, we need to reinforce that idea that the purpose of homework is to prepare for the exams. And so when they get the homework, they have the homework and they have the answer, and they can say, okay, I got the homework and I did it right, I got the answers right. I did the homework, I didn't get the answers right. And that's when they call the teacher, they go to math lab, or when they come to class, they get their hand up and say, I got the answer wrong on the homework. And then I can help them get it right. And we want to do that before the exam. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I will keep up to date, the best of my ability, within reason, all the data in ARIES. And that's the place to look for parents who need to look for grade information, is to look on ARIES. You can see the details of the grade. Okay. If you want to know a detail about which assignments they didn't do well, why they have a C, that's the place to look. Okay. Citizenship is just good behavior. And I just want to know my policy about this. The school district has described digital citizenship well enough that I don't think I need to do that. That's on our school website. So I give an extra 3% extra credit for just being a good citizen. Now, your attendance is not part of this. This is just being a good citizen, proper use of the phone, proper use of proper behavior in class. It's automatically handed to the student. They get that 3%. And if there's a violation, I reduce it. Now, some people get math technical on me. It goes down 1/3. So instead of 3% extra credit, it'll be 2% extra credit if there's a violation. And if there's a second violation, it won't be 3% extra credit, it'll be 1. And if there's a third violation, then it'll be, they will have used it up, their extra credit. And there's no other extra credit going to be given. So when we get to the end of the quarter, that's not a question I'm going to entertain about other extra credit. Okay, just so you know. This is the extra credit. They have it right up front, and they can keep it just by being good citizens. If there's a problem with your student and I have to send them out of class, I just want to make sure you know I will contact you and we'll discuss it. Sometimes these are difficult conversations, but I think it's important as a parent or a guardian that you receive information from the teacher. So if there's a problem, I most certainly will contact you. And likewise, if you have a problem, please contact me and let's work together to solve problems. Now, I am not in charge of your student schedule. I do not have the power to move a student from AM to PM. So if you need to move or change the schedule, that's something that this counselor needs to do. It's not something to come to me. I really want the students to attend the class they're assigned. My software will grab the students who are assigned to that class. So if you're an AM student and you want to be in the PM, you need to make that change at the counselor's office, not to me. I won't be, because I'm going to go and they're in the AM class, I'm going to go get them in the AM. Okay? All right. Now, this is the last slide, because you can all go by now, because I've already talked too long. I am a 15-year robotics and automation engineer, and I changed careers 16 years ago. I have a bachelor's degree from Brigham Young University in mechanical engineering, and I have a master's degree from the University of Southern California in mechanical engineering with an emphasis in process automation. I have 4 credentials. I started in kindergarten. I have an elementary credential. I have a math credential, physics credential, and industrial arts credential. I'm proud of having the title of husband. That's a job I'm proud of. And I'm a father of 5, and they are students. They were students. They're all adults now. They were students at Upland High. And I have a lot of pride, and I trust Upland with my own children. And I'm honored that you trust me and privileged to be your child's teacher. I'm looking forward to it, and I look forward to communicating with you. All the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.